This is a second part on neuroplasticity. Dr. Pomerance over at Sunland Elementary gave me a little continuing education, professional development while she was just standing at a doorway. She said, we need to teach standard English as a second language for some of our kids. I mean, yeah, people who come where they speak Spanish in the household or Creole and non-standard English. You know, the kids could come from Jamaica and they speak a different language. You might call it a dialect, but it has its own grammar and some of the vocabulary is different. And so there is a case to be made, and it's a psychological case laid out by Lisa Del Pitt in a book called Other People's Children. And so, yes, it takes a village to raise a child. And they are the other people's children. They're not our children. So we have to give them space, and we have to share the responsibility with the parents. And one way to do that is, instead of saying you're wrong, we just say, is there another way to do that? Like in French, we would say, il faut que je parte, or je dois partir, right? So I need to leave, something. Il est nécessaire. Okay. I'm not correcting the kid. I'm just saying, is there another way to say that? I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm saying, what's another way to say that in standard English? Because you just said something that works for you, and it works for your community, but I need to hear it that, you know, how would my mother expect you to say that? That's all. No. Works for you, but there are some people who need standard English. What you speak is a different kind of English. It's like another language. Now, some people make fun of ebonics. You know, I guess it'd be phonics for ebony people, ebonics, something like that. But the focus is there is a different grammar structure, and it makes sense psychologically not to compete with the kid and say, you know, you learned English incorrectly. That's not going to work, right? It's going to create a barrier. So especially for our mentors who are coming in, please, that's not the way to say that. You can't say, I be going now. Oh, so you're going now. Okay, all right. There's really not, it's not necessary for you to correct them because they're using a form of English that is standard in their community, right? You can repeat back in another way, say, oh, what I hear you saying is you need to go now, or that you are going now. Okay? So it's not like you're correcting them and saying they're wrong. You're just repeating back to them. And it's through that process that kids learn that there are 2 or 3 languages. And if you want to say, hey, I know how to say that in Spanish. Tengo que salir, right? And then you write it out for them. Oh, tengo que salir. Can you say that? Right? Thank you for listening. Send your comments. And I thank Mrs. Pomerance for teaching me about Lisa Del Pitt, Other People's Children, Neuroplasticity. Send your comments to Steve McCrae. Although Mrs. Pomerance or Dr. Pomerance taught me, these are still my ideas. buildinginternationalbridges.org